Beat It is one of the most iconic songs of the 1980s, sung by the biggest star of that decade. Beat It was one of the tracks that catapulted Michael Jackson and his album Thriller into the stratosphere, making it the biggest-selling album ever, and incredibly topping the R&B, pop and rock charts simultaneously. Beat It was not just another hit, it was a song that was a departure from the pop/soul sound that had dominated MJ's music in the past, and was aimed squarely at hard rock audiences, featuring hot guitarist Eddie Van Halen as well as multiple members of the group Toto. Pop music was never the same once Thriller was released. Thriller gave Jackson the most hits off a single album with Billie Jean, Wanna Be Startin' Somethin', Human Nature, PYT, his Paul McCartney duet on The Girl Is Mine, and the harder rocking Beat It. Inspiration. The song's inspiration stems from Jackson's desire to create a rock-inspired track that would appeal to a wider audience beyond just his core fanbase of R&B and pop music. Beat It was written and composed by Jackson and produced by Jackson and Quincy Jones. Jones encouraged Jackson to include a rock song on the album. Jackson later said, "I wanted to write a song, the type of song that I would buy if I were to buy a rock song, and I wanted the children to really enjoy it, the school children as well as the college students." In an interview, Jackson explained that Beat It was about standing up for oneself and not being a follower. He wanted to create a song that would encourage people to be strong and not let others push them around. The lyrics of the song emphasize the importance of being true to oneself and not giving in to peer pressure. Additionally, Beat It was also inspired by Jackson's personal experiences of growing up in a rough neighborhood in Gary, Indiana. He witnessed a lot of gang violence and wanted to address the issue of gang culture in his music. Anti-violent message. Although the word beat may typically connote an act of violence, Michael Jackson's hit song Beat It actually revolves around the importance of avoiding violence and walking away from confrontations. The song, which Jackson wrote in its entirety and co-produced with Quincy Jones, delivers a message of peace and nonviolence. The lyrics are narrated from the perspective of a man who frequently finds himself in situations where he must fight to either win or lose. In the opening verses, Jackson implores a young man who has joined a gang and is still trying to prove himself to stay away from violence. As the song progresses, it becomes a battle between good and evil, highlighting the pressures many men face to defend themselves and fight back or be perceived as weak, perpetuating a vicious cycle of violence. Jackson's lyrics urge listeners to resist this temptation to engage in violence and instead seek peaceful solutions to conflicts. The song's powerful message of nonviolence resonated with audiences worldwide and helped to inspire a generation of young people to find peaceful ways to resolve conflicts. Its music video, which featured rival gang members coming together to dance rather than fight, further reinforced this message of unity and nonviolence. Peace wins. No one wants to be considered a loser, but handling a situation peacefully is the way to go. In the video, directed by Bob Giraldi and choreographed by Michael Peters, who also performs along with Vincent Patterson as one of the two lead dancers acting out a knife fight, by the end both sides reach a truce and dance along with Jackson. The video also shows how music and art can help end some violence. Eddie Van Halen. Sealing the fate of Jackson's classic hit was one of the most iconic guitar riffs provided by none other than the late Van Halen guitarist, Eddie Van Halen. Along with Toto guitarist Steve Lukather and other members of the band, Van Halen rounded out the official Beat It band. When Van Halen was first asked to write a guitar part for Jackson's new single, he initially thought he was receiving a prank call, but laid down a guitar part to share with Jackson once he realized the request was real. "I was just finishing the second solo when Michael walked in," said Van Halen in a 2012 interview. "And you know, artists are kind of crazy people, we're all a little bit strange. I didn't know how he would react to what I was doing, so I warned him before he listened. I said, look, I changed the middle section of your song." Van Halen was wondering how Jackson would react to his guitar parts. "Now in my mind, he's either going to have his bodyguards kick me out for butchering his song, or he's going to like it," Van Halen said, "and so he gave it a listen, and he turned to me and said, wow, thank you so much for having the passion to not just come in and blaze a solo, but to actually care about the song and make it better." Music video. The video, which cost Jackson $150,000 to create after CBS refused to finance it. Jackson asked Bob Giraldi, at the time already an established commercial director but who had never directed a music video, to come up with a concept for the Beat It video because he really liked a commercial Giraldi had directed. Video was filmed on Los Angeles' Skid Row, mainly on locations on East 5th Street. To add authenticity to the production but also to foster peace between them, Jackson had the idea to cast members of rival Los Angeles street gangs Crips and Bloods, in addition to around 80 genuine gang members. Director Bob Giraldi said, Michael had the idea to recruit the rival gang members for the shoot. He went out and he got them through, I guess, the LAPD's gang squad, and he convinced them that, with enough police presence, this would be smart and charitable thing to do. So Michael decided he was going to include the Crips and Bloods, which I thought was insane. If you see the video, you'll see guys that look like the real deal because they are the real deal, Giraldi said of the gang members, who can be seen surrounding and watching MJ's choreography dancers because they couldn't dance themselves. Video featured 18 professional dancers and 4 breakdancers. Video was choreographed by Michael Peters, who also performed, alongside Vincent Patterson, as one of the 2 lead dancers. Despite some sources claiming otherwise, Jackson was involved in creating some parts of the choreography. Contrary to popular belief, the concept of the video was not based on the Broadway musical West Side Story. In reality, Giraldi drew inspiration from his growing up in Paterson, New Jersey. The legacy of Beat It. When Beat It was released in 1983, it quickly climbed the charts and became one of Michael Jackson's most successful singles. The song's popularity soared, and it soon topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart, making it Jackson's first #1 hit as a solo artist. The video received recognition through numerous awards. 2 Grammy Awards for Beat It in 1984 for Record of the Year and Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. The American Music Awards named the short film their favorite pop/rock video and their favorite soul video. The Black Gold Awards honored Jackson with the Best Video Performance Award. The Billboard Video Awards recognized the video with 7 awards: Best Overall Video Clip, Best Performance by a Male Artist, Best Use of Video to Enhance a Song, Best Use of Video to Enhance an Artist's Image, Best Choreography, Best Overall Video and Best Dance/Disco 12-inch. The short film was ranked by Rolling Stone as the #1 video in both their critics and readers polls. The video was later inducted into the Music Video Producers Hall of Fame. The song's success was instrumental in launching Jackson into pop stardom, as it helped to solidify his reputation as a groundbreaking musician and performer. Jackson's unique blend of pop, rock, and R&B, combined with his signature dance moves and vocal style, captivated audiences worldwide. Beat It was a standout track on his album Thriller, which became one of the best-selling albums of all time and helped to establish Jackson as a global superstar. The music video's influence extended beyond the music industry, inspiring a new wave of dance culture and fashion. The red leather jacket worn by Jackson in the video became an iconic fashion statement and was replicated by fans all over the world. The music video also helped to break down racial barriers, as it featured dancers from different ethnic backgrounds coming together to dance. Overall, Beat It was a groundbreaking achievement that not only launched Michael Jackson's career but also helped to redefine the pop music landscape. Its impact on popular culture and the music industry is still felt today, and it remains one of the most iconic songs of all time.